Hello you lovely lot, and welcome to a brand new video in a brand new year. My name of course is Katie, and today I'm making an effort to get back to making the videos again, and we're going to start off by catching up on some Scrawlrboxes. Now, I'm pretty sure I don't need to give you a spoiler warning here, as this is the November box, which was box number 99. As always, I love the print, and this month's artist is Dust. I think that's how you say it. But it kind of makes sense because it's very pastel-y box this month, so Dust or Dust is going to be the theme. So let us talk about what is inside the box. Well, bit of a nemesis material of mine, Faber-Castell chalky pastels or soft pastels. Oh boy, sensory overload. Also in the box we have a Derwent pastel pencil in titanium white. We have a 2B pencil, which is a Faber-Castell Gold Faber, a kneadable eraser, again Faber-Castell, a soft sponge, which is a little bit like a, I suppose an old school eyeshadow applicator, and a pad of textured, slightly toned paper. And of course you will have seen me whiz through the Scrawler magazine, which has lots of handy dandy tips, hints, interviews with the artist, as well as featuring Scrawler challenge winners, so well done if you were in there. So I suppose it is time to face the nemesis supplies, and it's not that I hate work with pastels, and I don't think I'm terrible at it, especially on a larger surface, but oh boy, I really hate the feel of the dust on my hands. I don't mind the mess. I'm a very messy person, so that doesn't really not align with how I work, but oh, those particles of dust, I can literally feel them in my fingerprint, and it's not just me, right? However, that aside, I must admit I really like the vibrant, bold colours in this selection. I always have memories of using pastels, especially at school, and them being more like Crayola chalk, which there's nothing wrong with that, but they never really quite had enough oomph about them. So it always surprises me when I use a more artist quality or student quality supply when it's a pastel, how much more vibrant they are. So that's a good point. I'm trying to be positive here. Now, it was bad enough holding the pastels, which I could just about tolerate. However, I think the whole world would be asking a little bit too much of me to blend them with my fingers, so I opted for a cotton bud instead, or a Q-tip, and that seemed to do a very nice job and spared me plenty of shudders. So whilst past me is swatching away, might as well have a little catch up with you guys. First of all, if you're a returning viewer and you've, I guess, surfed the wave of my little break with me, thank you so much for coming back. Honestly, I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and I really appreciate just being able to take a break, I guess, just to sort of get my own personal creative juices flowing again, as well as just taking some much needed downtime. 2023 was a bit of a weird year for me. There was a lot of good things that happened and a lot of bad things that happened, and it is just life. However, I thought, let's not add to more stress and just take a step back and concentrate on enjoying something I love more off camera, so eventually I can bring it back on camera for you guys to enjoy, hopefully learn from, and if anything, it's just a bit of company whilst you're doing your own projects. I've also been doing a little bit of thinking about what I want to do with my channel in 2024. Don't worry, it's nothing too drastic, it's still going to be pretty much what you enjoy anyway, but perhaps just taking slightly different directions with my approaches to videos. I have a lot of art supplies, and it's quite embarrassing actually how many I've got. Don't worry, I do have plenty of gouache and I will still be doing those videos. However, I want to make 2024 one of those years where I make more conscious choices when it comes to art supplies. And with that being said, I'm going to just go through a lot of all the stuff that I've got and perhaps haven't featured on the channel for a while, as well as some newer things that I've purchased throughout 2023 and perhaps just not got around to showing them. But I am going to make a conscious choice not to just buy supplies for the sake of or for fear of missing out. I'm still going to have the Scrawlrbox though. Don't get me wrong, that I do love a Scrawlrbox, but if there's a sale on at Jackson's or any of the other art shops, or if I just happen to stumble past somewhere, I'm going to question, do I need this and can I make use of it? Of course, that is not going to exclude any purchases where I might need to replenish supplies, for example. But as far as, I guess, just needlessly splurging on something because it's shiny and new and I haven't tried it before, I'm going to make a conscious effort not to do that quite so much, at least for 2024. And hopefully it might just help you guys make some conscious decisions too. I mean, it's past the holidays right now and I guess we're all a little bit broke, just down to celebrating and festivities, so it's never a bad thing to just take a step back, look through all our stuff and just say, do I really need to buy more of this, or do I really need what I've got? Can it be put to better use? Okay, what else do I want to do for the year? It's kind of hard to sort of plan out a whole year at the very beginning of it, but I want to start working on some larger scale work, and I'm going to have to kind of figure out the logistics of how I'm going to film that without, well, me getting in the way. I think just taking a bit of time away from the channel and social media and then coming back, it's made me kind of realise that the art I'm producing, I kind of want it to be nice and big and bold rather than conveniently sized for the camera. And don't get me wrong, I'm still going to do that and I have missed doing that, but I must admit I am quite enjoying big canvases and, dare I say, I might even be enjoying acrylic paints again. I'm not going to push it too much though. I mean, it's kind of a necessary evil for a large painting, really. I also want to do some better videos on lino printing. It is quite a finicky process to record and it really does take a very long time, and I don't always quite get the footage I want because I'm using sharp tools and I can't be looking through a camera lens whilst delicately doing details and trying not to lose fingers in the process. So I'm going to review how I'm going to go about filming that because I know a lot of you guys are curious, and I do have some footage of some projects that I have done which I'll kind of patchwork together and give you a bit of an overview of. And I guess that's just a few ideas of what I have for this year. Obviously more will come along because that just is the nature of things. So yeah. Anyway, let's talk about the thing going on in the background there. So the Scrawler challenge was Dreamcatcher and I loved the print that we had, especially the hands. I just seem to be enjoying drawing hands at the moment, even though they're so difficult. And I thought I would have a hand catching a dream, so to speak, and I guess this little ribbon thingamabob that it's grabbing is the dream. I don't know, it was just kind of fun to play about with it. Despite absolutely loathing this dusty, horrible, fingerprinty material, I must admit I was quite impressed with them. The colours were lovely and vibrant. It was quite nice to blend. I actually really appreciated being able to layer things. I did, however, and full disclosure, I did have to use a sealant on there just so I had a bit of a good foundation to layer upon. If you haven't got a sealant spray, hairspray will do the job. You just don't want that dust going everywhere, especially when you're applying more dust over the top, if that makes sense. I quite liked the nice pad of paper that came with it as well. I liked the texture on that. I think my only issue is, and it's not Scrawlrbox's fault, I mean, they have to fit it inside a little box. But when I use pastels, again, just down to the nature of how beautifully sensory it is, I need a bigger surface to work on, so I'm not sort of hovering over it as much, and that is just a personal preference of mine. I have some larger paper, so if I am ever brave enough to use this supply again, which it might just stay in the drawer for a little while with the other pastels, or maybe go to life drawing classes with me because it's quick to use, but I would prefer to use it on a larger piece of paper. But again, that's just preference. It's just me being a picky princess. Now, I know this box was a while ago, it was November, it was in a different year, but I know a lot of you guys do subscribe to Scrawlrbox, so let me know down below what you thought of box number 99. Did you enjoy it? Are you a pastel person, or are you like me and you just cannot abide the feel of it on your hands? Or do you not like the mess? Or do you like the mess? I don't know, let me know your thoughts and feelings down below. Now, of course, I have this box completed. I also have Scrawlrbox 100 to complete as well. And I obviously know what's in that box beforehand because I've seen a lot of you guys posting online. I've seen it on Instagram. And it's kind of hard to avoid spoilers, but that's okay. And it is a medium that I already own. So I'm going to just use the one I already own. And I know someone who I can pass the brand new contents onto, so it won't go to waste. But I am looking forward to that, and if you have any questions regarding that particular supply, obviously I'm not going to divulge what that is just in case you haven't received it yet, but if you do want some hints and tips, just let me know down below, because I've used this medium before and I really like it. So yes, your thoughts will be very welcome there. I guess to round the video off though, a few notes regarding these supplies. I did find it really useful that there was a 2B pencil in there, because it just allowed me to tighten and neaten up a lot of the edges there, because, you know, even though it's quite an expressive material, I am quite neat and tidy with my work. I mean, I wish I could say that with lots of other areas in my life, but, you know, at least it's in my art. I also tried off camera to see if they would be any good as a watercolour, so just adding some water to them like you would a pan, as well as sort of grinding up some of the dust, adding water. I also added a Quor watercolour medium to it, but it didn't really do much. It didn't do anything close to what a watercolour could do, so I just left it at that for now. So yeah, there we are. I also used that chalky pencil to add some stars on there because, you know, dreams, sleep, nighttime, it just seemed right. And I'm glad we had something where we could add some lighter details in there too. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this video off by saying thank you so much for patiently waiting for me to return. I can't wait to get the next Scrawlrbox done, and I can't wait to start playing around with some old and familiar art supplies, which I know you guys have enjoyed watching beforehand. Again, if you can cast your minds back to when you received the box, let me know what you thought of it down below. And with all of that being said, I do hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you lovely lot on the next one. Bye!